The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron or a member of the PTL Club, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Okie dokie, roll 'em!
Nothing to rearrange. Sometimes you just get a feeling like you need some kind of change. No matter what.
Hey, welcome to the starting block for another week. Big show as always. We got new word of the week. We got story times. We got Goodnuff updates. We got sponsors. Yeah, we got sponsors. Well, we're gonna sponsor stuff. Less Don Camaro. All that and much more here on the block. Greeno here from the starting block. On behalf of the block, we just wanted to let you all know that we're all in this together. Well, except if you have coronavirus, then stay the fuck away. But in every other situation, we're in it together. To all of you on the front lines, those of you turning a footstool, a wok and a pitchfork into a home gym, those of you who have given your housemates a mental breakdown because you decided lockdown was a great time to learn the keyboard and the only thing you can play after 8 weeks is chopsticks over and over and over again. And those of you who are homeschooling and are now understanding the question you used to harass your maths teacher with of, when the fuck are we ever going to need to know this in the real world, is coming back to bite you on the ass. Just remember, like a 1990s Australian sitcom, we're all in this together. The days may be long, but in times like this, you can rest assured we will be here to waste an hour of your week, Friday nights Australian time, at dlive.tv/the starting block. So take care, social distance, whack on a mask, and subscribe to our show on iTunes. It may not cure coronavirus, but it sure will help us with our rankings. And isn't that really the most important thing right now?
Public Radio's LossisTAVShow.com's game. You're listening to The Starting Block.
Hey, welcome to the starting block for another week. You got myself, Greeno, and I'm joined by a man who is 15 minutes late because he's been inconsolable to the news of the retirement of the man, the one, the only, the Pond.
The Pond.
Sean Marsh. Okay, come Dave, how are we, sir?
Very good, Greeno. Don't we have something for the Pond, or did we take it off the board? I think we took it off the board. Oh, we must have.
No, well, we had the creek because we had the creek. Yeah.
I don't want to wait for our lives to be over.
Oh, no. It's extra sad today, Greeno.
Extra sad day. Now, this is a big day for the block, and we like to keep things upbeat on this show where we can, but like if we go back through the echelon
the years
of our programming,
Yeah.
From day one.
He really
Day
has.
one
Yeah.
of this.
It's been part of
little
our
show.
journey, Greeno.
We've been doing this, 12 years?
12
13 years, maybe?
Yeah, something like
13. No, we're in year 13, I think, somehow. We're here.
Yeah.
Sean Marsh has had a 22-year state cricket career, including a test
So we
career.
only got half of it for our show. We got to enjoy
for the
half,
show,
yeah.
but we were following it well in advance. Debuted in tests in 2011, so that was post-show. So we've seen every minute on the show of his test career.
Test career. That's right.
Yeah,
That's true.
But we've got to look at the important parts.
Well, I want to look at the stats,
big
Greeno.
facts.
I know you like stats because
Yeah.
and I like stats too. So do you please tell me you brought some pond stats to the show tonight, please?
I bought some pond stats.
Fucking
I definitely
good
did so. Okay, so we're looking at tests. So we're looking at test cricket, shall we?
Yes.
We've got 38 matches, 10 ducks.
Ducks, nice game.
So almost a 25% success rate. If you rocked up to a test match that had
1 in
Sean
4
Marsh in
chance.
it,
Yeah.
1 in 4 chance you're going to see our boy get a duck. Impressive. That's impressive stats. That may be if we're talking recognised batsmen, let's put tail enders to one side, because I know there's obviously a lot of bowlers, 10s and 11s that are the arse end, and they probably got 8 billion ducks. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We're talking like a guy who got 38 tests, 68 innings, 2,265 runs, average of 34, 10 ducks.
10 ducks.
So he had more ducks than hundreds. He had the exact same amount of ducks as he did 50s. Now, I'm also a little bit annoyed here because I sat there and went through each of you. No, hear me out. I sat there and went through each of his individual innings in the pre-show to count up the ducks when I realised that in Crick Info, there's literally a stat that says 0s and 10.
Oh, okay.
I could have just looked it up myself. Now, that makes my life a lot easier, because now let's have a look at his one-day international career, shall we?
Okay, yes, please.
A lot more successful.
Well, he's genuinely regarded as one of the better one-day batsmen of all time, basically.
Yeah.
He was unlucky. He never played in a winning World Cup. I didn't know that. We've won so many fucking cricket World Cups. He never got to play in a winning one.
Surely he had to be in one of the World Cups.
No, I heard that before. I've got no reason to doubt it. It's one of those things. Like, can you remember him like holding up a 50 over? Maybe 2020 he was involved in one. But I'm not sure he won one in the 50 over game, Greeno.
Well, no, he didn't do it in T20 because we only won the one that was like a year and a bit ago, and he'd already retired from T20s.
Are you sure?
For Australia anyway. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
So, there you go. Only 3 ducks in 73 matches there. A one-day average of 40.77. Like, that's unbelievable. That's almost one of the better. Yeah. That's almost one of the better one-day players of our generation. T20s, let's have a squeeze there. 2 ducks from 15 matches. So over the course of his career,
not a lot of T20 stuff then, obviously.
Not a lot of T20 action. That's fine. That was back in 2008 to 2016. Not much T20 action from the international game.
I mean, he was one of those players.
To squeeze in 2 ducks though.
He was one of those players that when he was on, he was fucking on. But it was the thing, like the gaps between were too big. When he wasn't on, he was getting ducks. When he was on, he looked like the best batsman of all time. He was one of those ones who, like, throughout their whole career, you're like, oh, he's got so much talent. He should be doing better, He's got so much talent. He was a Billy Bean kind of character, Drafted,
very much so.
Drafted young, got all the skills, blah, blah, blah. But then you look, average 38. What was his first class
34.
average? 34.
So test average of 34, first class average 41.
41. Okay, 41.
And once again, just way better when it came to like one days. First class average of 41, yet one days in the domestic thing, 44.
Got the Michael Bevan reputation, Greeno.
Yeah, but Bevan averaged like 60.
Yeah, in Test cricket.
in first class in Test cricket.
What was Bevo's average in Test cricket, just out of curiosity? Now
it was like 50.
Was it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Was it that high?
It really was.
Okay.
I remember looking up recently, we got onto a random DM thread where I'm like, Michael Bevan averaged what? in Test cricket. How did he not get another average?
He probably had a lot of not outs, I reckon, as well, Bevo.
Doesn't matter.
No, I'm not saying it matters. I'm saying that's probably, I would suspect he had a lot more not outs.
Oh, no, hang on. I think I might have been confusing that with his first class average. Hang on.
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh, he was a stellar
overall,
state cricketer.
Yeah, sorry, no, only averaged 30 in Test, but only had 18 matches over the course of that.
Right.
And then in domestic cricket, averaged like 60.
Yeah, dominated.
One day is a different story.
One day he was the man. He saved
the greatest of all time. Average of 54 in one day
that's nuts.
Which is just fucking unheard of.
Yeah, ridiculous. And the thing about it, he wasn't getting 54 opening the batting because he was fucking coming in at like number 6 or something most of the time, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And he would bat with the
7.
tail. So he'd bat with the guys who can't bat and then still win the game. Like, it was incredible.
Yeah. 600 46 50s for Michael Bevan.
46 50s. And see how many of those 46 50s were not out as well. Like, he could have gone on and got 100 if he wasn't coming in at number 6 kind of thing.
Not out 67 times.
67 times. In how many games?
Yeah. 232.
That's so 1 in 4. So there you go. 1 in 4 games. The pond.
You could not get Michael Bevan out. 1 in 4 games, the pond got a duck.
There you go. We just fixed that. That's fantastic.
It's a beautiful way to send off the pond.
What a segue. That's how you segue with stats, ladies and gentlemen. That's fantastic. That's 7 degrees of the pond right there.
That is. The pond. You can always loop something back to the pond when it comes to his ducks.
Yeah.
Damo, I want to do trying to get the muted word of the week if I can.
Oh, please. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, once again, we've established on the show, on the soon-to-be irrelevant Twitter, we try and keep things pretty simple. We like sport, we like 80s movies. And we like tit. That's all I want to see in the feed. Top to bottom, a combination thereof of all those 3 things. If you want to throw some random shit in there, for the most time we'll let it slide.
I will add a caveat to that, Greeno. I do also appreciate pictures of cooked beef that I enjoy.
Beef, okay. No, well, we can add that. All right, excellent. We've expanded. Yes. We're expanding our horizons.
Good.
So
there we got 4
sport.
Things. Okay.
Sport, 80s movies. Cooked beef.
Cooked beef.
I'll expand to any kind of cooked meat.
Meat. It has to be protein.
That is prepared well. It's going to be meat.
None of this fish shit meat either. We're not having fish involved. Only on Sundays for the fish.
You
just Sundays.
You put me a massive barbecued barramundi whole.
No.
It's like stuffed. I'll look at that picture and like
this is exactly why you need hard and fast rules. I just want to take this slowly, Greeno. We're building something here. I want to just have cooked beef. That's it. It's got to be.
That's it. Okay, just beef.
For
this week.
If it's not beef, it's not in. That's it.
Beef out. Okay. Fucking take your lamb and ship it.
We can expand on. We can expand to other animals once we nail down beef. Got to get beef right.
We've got to get beef right first. Correct.
Yes.
All right. Excellent. Okay. Now. Outside of those 4, we don't want to see anything.
Nothing else.
So we try and stick hard and fast to that rule, which is why we had to come up with muted word of the week.
Yeah.
Because and once again, I don't want random stuff popping in. I can deal with it. I'm not a complete prick. But when you start dominating my timeline, that's when I start to go, well, we're gonna have to mute this bad boy because it's a ratio thing. It reach pond duck levels. If 1 in 4 tweets I'm seeing is about a particular topic that I have zero interest in, I'm probably going to mute it.
Yeah.
Now, this happened earlier this week, unfortunately.
Well, it's happened many times this year. I've got to mention Harry and Meghan had to fucking mute it because I don't know why they're getting so much fucking attention. I wish we could go back to a time, Greeno, when Americans didn't give a fuck about the royal family. Do you remember that?
It was a good time, mate.
It was a good time. You know why? Because popular culture wasn't fucking polluted. It was bad enough listening to the pommies talk about the fucking Queen and Diana and shit all the time. Now we've got the fucking Yanks doing it from the other side as well. It's constant. We've got to fucking end this, Greeno.
The only exposure we had to deal with in Australia for the royal family back in the day was the front page of Woman's Day. That was it.
And you only had to look at it when your mum dragged you to the hairdresser that you didn't like.
Dragged you to the supermarket or the hairdresser or the doctor's surgery. And well, what am I going to look at here? I guess I'll read the Woman's Day. Oh, what's going on with Princess Di? Here, she's dead. Okay, well, let's move on.
The hairdresser where it was the old Italian lady who used to dangle her boobs in your face, Greeno, when she was cutting your hair.
He didn't I didn't have that. I had young hotties in my one.
Young hotties. God.
Young hotties. So, theoretically, once
You
again,
must have gone to one of those
dollar-
hairdressers that you had to pay. I think that's what it was.
Yes, no, that is correct. But it was also one of the cheapest hairdressers,
Yeah, right.
which means you're dealing with the young apprentices straight out of TAFE.
Oh, nice, Gary.
So yeah, it's a kind of double-edged sword here. So you get the young hotties, but you also get a shit haircut
Shit.
because they're still learning. So you take what you get.
You should get the old Italian broad because
It gives
she.
you a good haircut,
Yeah.
but saggy boob on the shoulder.
Knocking you in the
Same.
face when she's trying to reach around the back of you.
Yeah, exactly.
She goes, "Stop
Exactly.
moving!
Yeah.
Stop moving! Stop moving!"
It's just because the boobs are whacking
Yeah.
the shoulder blades
'Cause I can't
and
breathe.
moving you side to side.
I
Yeah,
have no oxygen in here.
no oxygen, struggling.
Yeah.
So we occasionally get the situation where we always go too early to go off track.
Well, I
these
mean,
are
it
new
is
word of the
boob
week.
related, so it falls within our 4 categories,
Fair call.
Greeno.
This week we had to mute
Hmm.
International Women's Day. Sorry, ladies, hit the misogynist, sexist button. That's fine.
and sexists and misogynists and chauvinists and sexists.
It was too much.
Yeah.
It was too much. Now, ruining the timeline, Damo. I'm trying to look at sport. I'm trying to look at 80s movies. Trying to look at beef pics. I'm trying to look at tit. Everything was International Women's Day throughout the course of the week. It was very frustrating.
It's also Greeno, worth considering the irony of the situation. Here you are, as someone who's dedicated 25% of your social media time exclusively to breast appreciation. And here you are on the day that you should
done my part.
logically see more breasts than any other day. And that being International Women's Day, purely because there's women all over social media and stuff, and women do have breasts, right? So you would be seeing more breasts than any other day on International Women's Day, but now you're conflicted because one, breasts does fall into the category, but two, it's overkill.
It's a little bit too much.
It's too much.
So I had to mute it. Mute it
quite
word of
the
the week.
conundrum for
International
you.
Women's Day.
Okay.
It technically muted words of the week. I realised when I was putting it in the rundown.
now, yeah.
It's plural, but it's a hashtag. So technically, one word, one hashtag. Mute a hashtag of the week.
Yeah.
International Women's Day.
You know,
ended
I'm
up being a double-edged sword though, Damo,
Yeah.
because I had to deal with the Australian women and then the American women over 2 separate days.
Oh, really?
Too much.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Because of the
Too
time
much.
difference. Yeah, that's not right.
Because I thought, yeah.
How about this? Can we
That's not right.
No.
Yeah.
why don't we celebrate all of these days according to like Greenwich Mean Time? So it'll be 2 a.m. It'll be 2 a.m. here at the start
What
of
is
Women's
Burkina
Day.
Faso? Burkina Faso's 3:45.
In the
Log
afternoon.
in then.
Yeah.
You've got that time. You go 3:45 to 3:44 p.m.
Now I just
That's-
feel
that's
sorry.
your time.
I only feel sorry for the poor people in Greenwich, however, Greeno, because they're the ones that are going to have to keep track of this. So they're going to celebrate everything at midnight. They'll never get any other
but
option.
it starts at midnight. They still get the day. It's fine.
Yeah. You should
You've
be
got-
able to
you've
wrap
got
it
your
up by
24
5 or
hours.
6 a.m. Yeah, at least.
Yeah, if you want to shorten it, that's their prerogative. What I'm saying is everyone's still getting their day. We're just doing it simultaneously to less fuck up my timeline.
That's right.
That's the point.
Yeah. So
That's
Christmas
the kind of initiative
should
we're going to
be.
have to put into board at gooden.com, mate.
Yeah. Well.
Or gooden.life, my apologies.
Gooden.life. That's right.
Nice, Gary.
Fantastic stuff.
All hashtags need to be on a Greenwich Mean Time cycle.
Otherwise
I
they
don't
don't
care if
register.
it's Halloween or Christmas.
Yeah.
It's got to be done by Greenwich Mean Time.
Well,
if you want to talk about it.
Well, that would mean that we do have to shift Christmas Day in the States. I think it would be now the 27th, wouldn't it? Instead of the 26th?
No, it goes forward. So it starts on the 24th.
24th. Okay, so that'd be Christmas in America is now the 24th. Okay.
24th. But no, the Christmas is still Christmas, but they can only say it's Christmas on gooden.life.
No, they
on
have
the
to
24th.
celebrate. They have to celebrate it at the same time as the people in Greenwich do. That's the thing. That's the key.
Is that how it rolls, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is how this is going to work. We'll have all of these international days at the exact same, like the 24-hour clock starts at the exact same
Starts
time for
now.
everyone. Yeah. So
Yeah.
whatever day that falls on your calendar, that's too fucking bad. So if it starts at 4 a.m. one day, right, it's not going to finish until 4 a.m. the following day. Whether that day is completely within a 24-hour period, like it is for the people at Greenwich, or 1 hour in the 23rd and 23 hours in the 24th, or however it falls, that's the way it's going to fall, and then it's done.
That's the way it's going to go. I like it. Your ideas, mate.
Thank
you know
you.
nothing about time. I know nothing about celebrating between us. We fixed it.
Yep.
It means we don't have to deal with days and days of people tweeting or goodening about fucking the same topic over and over and over.
Correct.
Nip in the bud in 24 hours and we'll move on.
We'll move on
Everyone's
with our
happy.
lives. Get over it. Yeah.
I like it. Let's do a quick story time if we can, sir.
A little story time.
I like stories about pinatas.
And we've talked about illness on this show plenty of times and normally relates to my kids. This week, nothing's changed. So, started the week. Now, this is meant to be kind of like a nice, relaxing week, Greeno. Second week back at work. Kind of found my bearings last week. This week, I was like, I'm knuckling down. I've got through all my bullshit. And now this is Greeno's work week. Greeno's going to just smash through some stuff this week. We are all good. So Monday morning, all excited, get up, happy days, log on in to be greeted by the wife and the young fella about an hour into when he should be at daycare.
Oh, boy.
So this is already concerning me here. And I'm like, why has the wife brought him back? It's not good. Like, what happened? Did he piss himself?
You don't belong here.
You should not. Like, I started paying for daycare 2 hours ago, mate. Like, why are you in my house? Like, this is no good. Like, I forked over hard earned.
I know
to the
you're.
daycare.
I know you're my son, but all I see is my wallet emptying when I look at your face right now. Yeah,
exactly. This is no good. So turns out the young fella arrived at daycare, decided here's how I'm going to group my class, bit of Lavoms. Now, Greeno.
Yeah,
Greeno doesn't have the luxury of being able to piss off to work, though, when the young fella is ill, because my work is my house.
You're on call,
technically.
24/7.
So the wife's like, well, I've got to go to work.
So you're
So
right.
I'm going to have to leave him here with you. I'm like, well, let's just back up a second. So you're leaving a vomiting child with me to deal with while I'm trying to work throughout the course of the day. Yeah, I'm going to go to work. So I'm like, well, this is going to get iffy.
Yes.
Because I don't work in, like, I work in my garage in like a dank because that's where I feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, how am I going to do this? Because I've got to keep an ear out for the vomit. I've got to try and keep an ear out for work phone. I've got to try and get through some work. We'll see how we go.
Well, as far as I can tell, you have two options. Now, option one is taking the laptop into the house and kind of doing your best on a single screen and just the laptop and the stupid little fucking pad thing that you have to move with your fingers, and doing your best with that and seeing how you go and keeping an eye on him. The other option, Greeno, would be to put him in the refrigerator in the garage.
Yeah.
And just close the door. And then if he starts banging a little loud, just open it up, make sure he's got, food and drink in there, and then close it up again and keep him cool, keep the fever down. He'll be right. It'll be nice.
It'll be good.
The sound will be insulated. So when I'm on that call with the rest of the team, no one's going to hear the screams, Greeno.
Yeah,
that's very
exactly.
important. Yeah.
Exactly. Now, I went the ladder. Sans the fridge, though. Didn't give me the fridge thought. I'm gonna bring the young fella out because if I'm feeling a bit under the weather, fresh air is gonna do him good.
Yeah,
so the garage door's open.
Yeah, and you don't want to sacrifice the coldness of your beer in the fridge either. So that
as well. Yeah, and the germs, Damo. If he goes Lavon near the beer, we can't have that.
No, we definitely can't have that.
That's a not good one.
Now, if I had an old fridge just sitting around, that wasn't even plugged in or whatever, then fair enough. We'd lock him in that fridge instead.
Lock him in that fridge. But instead, we let him sit next to Dad while I sat there and did boring accounting stuff.
Yeah. A bar fridge would even do if you're in a rush, because he's only little.
Yeah. At a pinch.
Yeah. Fold your legs up, mate. You'll be right. Duck your head down. Yep. There you go. Get in there. All right. Good stuff.
All good.
Yeah.
So we managed to survive the day. Young fella, no more Lavoms. Well, okay, must have just been something he ate in the morning. Yeah. We are all good. He says to me the other day, he's like, Dad, I miss my friends. I'm like, yeah, mate, but we can't, you threw up everywhere, eh? We can't be sending you to daycare because if other people throwing up.
You can't all fit in the fridge, mate.
I'd be a little bit pissed off. So, no, we're going to do the right thing. We're going to keep you home, but you'll be back. You'll be back during the week. You'll be all good. So he survives all Tuesday, no Lavoms. Well, okay, it's definitely just something small. And he's all excited. He's all pumped up. He's like, we're back tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, man, we're back tomorrow. Dad's going to get some fucking work done. We are all good. Then as I'm setting something up for dinner, I hear a scream. And I'm like, what's this about? And all I hear is my daughter going, Dad, you got to come, And I'm like, well, what has happened now? Like, surely this can't be that important. Turns out my son's cut his head fucking completely open to the point where he had to be hospitalized to get this shit glued back together. Blood everywhere, gaping, seeping, kind of like I'm not much of a Harry Potter fan, but I swear I've seen a picture of a dude who's got kind of like a massive like wound at the front of his head.
Yes.
I don't know what it's about.
Well, that's when,
what my son's head looked like.
That's when the evil wizard Voldemort, Greeno, attacked him as a baby, but the baby Harry Potter defeated the evil genius Voldemort, Greeno.
There we go. So he had a bit of a Voldemort wound on his head that required a big old trip to the hospital, glued that bad boy back together. But then we're told he can't get it wet or dirty for 3 days. Right. And I'm like, well, hang on, what do you mean? And they're like, well,
he gets dirty a lot, you know. He's going to be running around in the dirt.
He spends
like
all his
today.
time at daycare in the sand. And it happened to be, they were doing a Holly festival, I think it was, where they spray water and like dye at the kids.
Oh, I'm sure that's good for open wounds.
So
That'll be great.
I was like, well, so I said to the wife, I'm like, well, obviously we can't send him to daycare because like they're spraying water and random dye shit at his face. It's going to get
gangrene in there. We can't have it in there.
We can't have that. So the wife's like, well, I got to go to work. And I'm like, well, so do I. She's like, well, you work at home. And I'm like, so I guess we're watching the kid again. It's all good. So day 3 now of Greeno's like big work week is not getting much productivity. It's just not happening.
How much work have you actually done by day 3, would you say? Quantify it in terms of minutes and or hours.
Done my hours.
No. But I mean, how much hours of work? So you've done 3 8-hour days, but productively, how many of those hours were spent like really knuckling down and just chewing through it and getting through stuff? You know.
Well, here's where I'm going to give my son a fucking nice Gary.
Okay.
Because despite the vom, despite the head wound, the dude was fucking the coolest. He's more of a dick on a regular day. Right. But when he's got a severe head wound, concussion, and he's vomiting, very well behaved. So here's a tip
does wonders for the
parents out there.
It does wonders for the discipline, Greeno.
It does wonders. Here's a tip for the parents out there. You want your kids to behave, bit of a head wound, bit of food poisoning, fix them right up.
That'll put him on the straight and narrow. Hey?
Was back at daycare today. He was all good. So that's my story.
I like stories about pinatas.
That'll learn him some respect, won't it, Greeno?
Poor kid was so fucking ill all week. I couldn't believe it. He's doing all right now, though. He was a little bit annoyed because he went back today and they were doing the water thing again. And we had to tell him, like, he still can't get water on him. Like, just don't fucking spray water on him. So let him be the photographer for all the activities for the day. He enjoyed that. So all's well that ends well.
Beautiful.
Need to teach him how to post pictures of tit, though, for social media. Yeah, we'll get there. He's just taking nice pictures today.
You're not going to have to teach him that. He's gonna figure that out.
He'll work it out. He did actually say, he said something to me today, and he did talk about the word titties, and I'm like, whoa, where do you get that from, man? Yeah. And I'm like, because I say this dumb shit on the show, but the kids are asleep. It's all good. Yeah. I'm like, where do you do that? He's like, oh, this kid at daycare told me. And I'm like, bro, let's just, make dad look bad. You can't be walking around talking about titties. Like, it's not good.
There's always one kid with all the other kids are innocent, and there's always one kid who'll just walk up to one and go, boobies, or just say penis. And all the other kids start laughing, and then they go, because they know the naughty words.
It wasn't my son, it was my daughter. She's like, oh, I was speaking to Lachlan, and Lachlan was talking about titties. I'm like, oh, fucking, what do you mean Lachlan was talking about titties? And she's like, yeah, Jonty told him about it. I'm like, fucking Jonty.
That little Jonty.
Jonty's the kind of kid who's got the rat's tail. And I'm like,
he's the boobies. See what I mean? He's the boobies kid. There's always one that just knows the words.
Jonty's spreading the word, and then my daughter's like, oh, wow, yeah, Jonty and Lachlan talk about titties. I'm like, hey, what are you talking about?
Jonty, you little deviant.
Yeah.
Wash your mouth out with soap, young man.
I'm like, stay away from Jonty.
Jonty's trouble.
Jonty's definitely trouble. This kind of guy is going to have a face tat in year 8. I can tell. I smell it.
He got it in prison after beating up his girlfriend while she was pregnant. Greeno.
Yeah, 100%. No doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Jonty doesn't know how to pull out, I can tell.
She ends up doing one of those 60 Minutes interviews, and they say, what was it about Jonty at the age of 12 that really turned you on? And she said, well, he never shut up about boobies all the time.
Boobies,
Yeah.
titties.
Titties.
It's all good.
He just came up to me one day and said penis, and I thought, you know what, that's a funny word.
Nice, Gary.
Yeah.
I'll have me some of
It's
that.
all good. This kid's a thinker.
Yeah.
The thinker always got CTE. We don't know. Either way. Damo, time for a bit of a Goodnuff update. We've had a big influx of kind of people that have had a sense of excitement about Goodnuff. To be honest.
I'm sure we have. Yes, there's a lot of people coming on the journey with us, Greeno, at Good.Life.
Oh no, people are keen. People want to get in on the ground floor, man. People missed out on the twit. People missed out on the Facebook on the ground floor. People see this as an opportunity. Yeah. They're like, that Bitcoin, that was a scam, but this is Good.Life. Fucking, this is where it's
going to be around. This is an earn.
So our boy
houses.
Jacko.
Yeah. I didn't know we were floating the company. Incidentally, mind you, Greeno, we're getting investors now, are we?
No, early days, man. Early days. Look, we can't knock back people that just have an interest. I'm just saying, people want to donate to the cause of Good.Life for the greater good of the social media landscape.
As per our long-established contracts, we will only accept payments in cans of Mountain Dew, Greeno. That's the way we operate here at Good.Life.
True.
Yeah.
Our boy Jacko though reached out to us and he's like, he's got $1,750 to invest.
Nice, Gary.
And the base, he's like, I'm willing to pay $1,750 if it gets the proper Gooden out of his timeline.
Greeno, I see. He wants to own the company then. I guess he's trying to buy us out. $1,750.
Nice,
You heard about how
fucking rolling
outlay of Good.Life.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm all over this. I'll give him like quadruple.
Yeah.
We'll see how we go.
I'll cover the internet costs of Good.Life for the next 5 years, boys.
Yeah.
So how much of the company does he want, Greeno, for this 5 year?
He wants 412%. By the sounds of it.
412%.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we
See
can
how we
sign
go.
off on this. It's got to be at least 500.
I like his attention. We'll see how we go. I like his attention to detail, though, because once again, this is about bringing people, because we had our boy Stephen Babb offer some suggestions last week.
That's right.
Jacko's offered some suggestions this week to make this site the greatest one possible.
What's he got?
He pointed out something I noticed when I went on the website throughout the course of the week, just checking to see if it launched yet. It's still launching soon. This is still like the production phase.
Yeah.
He's like, there's already cookies.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? And he's like, the website uses cookies. I'm like, well, we're going to fuck that off.
Don't all websites use cookies? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't like it. So we're going to make sure Good.Life, as much as possible, cookie-free zone.
I don't know if I can make that promise. I don't know if that's possible or not.
I said as much as we can. Make it a cookie-free zone.
All right. So what we'll do is we'll put instructions on the front page that says, "Here's how to disable cookies on your device."
Disable cookies.
Okay,
Yeah,
done.
exactly.
Nice,
So here's how we disable cookies. Now he also asked this question. Well, first he pointed out that's a no good in the cookies already.
Okay.
So that's what. But he said, is it just one Gooden, or we'd be able to parlay one Gooden reply, and one quote Gooden?
No, there's no
Suggestions
there's
keep
no
it Gooden. There should be Gooden of the week, month, per year, paid. That's fine. Now, I think Jacko, already you're trying to triple the Gooden. All right, so you've got if you create an original Gooden, that's your one for the day. If you reply, it's the one for the day. Yeah. If you quote it and make a comment, that's your one.
Yeah.
So once again, use it wisely, sir.
Yeah. And I don't know about this parlay business. Like, there's no parlay here. You get one chip. You get one chip, one chance at one spin of the wheel. That's it. That's all you get. Yeah. Now, if you want to spend that wheel on a doubling up on someone's Gooden, then good for you. That'll be one of the categories. That's good for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for you for that good move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here's my idea. Now, I can see a lot of these kind of arguments coming in the future, Greeno, and I want to run something past you here. I ran it past Don Camaro earlier, and he told me that box turtles were half price. Okay. So make of that what you will. Now, of course, go and speak to Don Camaro about getting box turtles at half
That's
price.
Don. Could we play Don's ad?
Yeah.
Because we've got to bring that money in quickly.
Don Camaro.
Well, we've got to cover off the 1750 that this board takeover is challenging us with.
Got to fight that off.
Yeah. I think we'd have to sell half a dozen box turtles at least by the end of the week to make up a 1750 margin, Greeno. It's going to be tricky. Only a Don Camaro's Magic Events. Don Camaro's Magic Events. See you there. Fantastic stuff. Well done, Don. So it's good to have him back. Now I completely forget the point of what we were talking about. So nice, Gary.
You were talking about the parlay and
you get one
also,
chance. You get one chance, one roll of the dice, one spin of the wheel. If you want to spend it on a parlay or a retweet or whatever, then that's your one go. You don't get to do a good one later in the day. The idea I had was there's going to be a lot of these issues coming up in the future, Greeno. So how about this? Instead of just having a good one and a not a good one in terms of your rating system, what about something for the discerning person who just doesn't give a fuck about what you're saying, but doesn't like it enough to give it either a good one or not a good one, Greeno? I propose to you that we introduce a third button called a good enough. Greeno.
Nice, Gary!
Good enough.
Good enough.
I like it.
So it's not a good one.
Good apostrophe off.
Yes. Good. Yeah. Good. It'll be GOODNUFF.
Apostrophe.
No, there's no need for an apostrophe, Greeno. Just good enough.
Good enough. All right, cool.
Good enough. That's it. A good enough.
Good enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
So a good enough will be
so kind of
in
like
between.
ambiguous to it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I could have
Ambivalent,
not clicked anything, but I feel enough that I'm going to click to say, yeah, good enough.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. It's not
either way.
It's not a good one, and it's not a good one.
It's not no good.
It's just good enough. And
it's good enough, and it's definitely not proper good one.
No.
Because that one, we're going to report the proper good ones.
Yeah. Well, see, if you get more good enoughs than proper good ones, then I suggest that you face no smack on the wrist at all. You don't get a tap on the wrist.
No big smacks.
No
okay,
big
fair
smacks.
call. I like it. I like it.
If enough people say it's good enough, then hey, it's good enough for us. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm with you.
Done.
I'm with you.
Nice, Gary. We just fixed them. We just fixed a future problem right there.
Yeah. Also want to float another idea for you and the listeners, if I can.
Well, we're on a roll. Let's go.
Now, here's the thing. We talked earlier in the show about the problem with Twitter. We have to mute fucking words and, and whatnot.
Yeah.
Putting it out there, genre tabs.
Genre tabs.
So you can kind of like funnel your good uns. So I want to talk about sport in my good un. You kind of label it a sport good un.
Okay.
I want to talk about tit. I'm going to put it in the tit column. I want to talk about beef. I'm going to put it in the beef column.
I like the way you're thinking, but there is a problem with this Gooden idea. And here's what I think. The evil people from Twitter, Greeno, are eventually going to flock to Gooden because Gooden is going to be where it's at. It's going to be the place to be. Twitter will be a fucking desolate hellhole, and they'll only be talking to each other, which they'll like for a little while, but then eventually they're going to come looking for the Gooden, the good stuff. Yeah. Now, when they get on Gooden, my suspicion is this. Now, let's say Prince Harry and fucking Meghan attend a cricket match, Greeno. What category do you think that story is going to show up in? It's going to be in the sport category, Greeno. Well, there was a game of cricket on today. See, they'll find a way to manipulate that. Like we said last week, there's a lot of dickheads on the internet doing dickhead things, Greeno.
Yeah, yeah, we're giving a fair point.
We've got to fortress ourselves from the dickheads.
How do we eliminate? But once again, that involves someone choosing to use their one good one per day to talk about Harry and Meghan at the cricket.
So they can get it into the sport category because they'll be trying to get it into as many categories as possible if you have categories.
Pretty safe to say the good ones out there are gonna rate that appropriately and call that one either no good one
not a good
or
one.
proper good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It better not be good enough, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, no, yeah, we're definitely going that, yeah.
You can't be indifferent to that, yeah.
We need to call that one out ASAP and kind of take care of that because we can't be having that kind of horseshit infiltrate Gooden. That defeats the point of the Gooden.
That's right.
We need to be utilising this for the cream of the crop here, hence
that's right.
one a day. It's not wasted on frivolous shit like Harry and Meghan's horseshit. But keep it real, boys. Keep it real.
As for the idea of there should be a Gooden of the week, month, year, No, I don't necessarily. Make every day a good one. How about that? That's what we're going for, you know?
That's the point. Every good one is the good one of the week, month, year.
Exactly.
Make every one a good one.
That's what we're aiming for. That's our goal. That's our watermark that we're trying to hit.
Yeah.
We don't want one good in a week.
People are putting out not good ones out there. We don't want the no good ones.
We don't want one a week. We
Everything's
want everyone.
week.
Yeah.
Month, year.
We want every good one to be a good one. That's right.
Yeah.
Not one a week, not one a year, not one a month. Fuck that. That's setting the bar too low. We can do better. We're going to do better, Green. Every good one's going to be a winner. How about that?
Time for a break.
Do you like your novelty comedy songs organic? Handmade with painstaking care, put into every note? Well, look no further than Irrational Times. Using only the finest instruments to create an experience that your ears will thank you for later, Irrational Times attempts to elevate the whimsy to a desirable level. New songs and sketches every week, so check it out.
There's a place that we can go to watch old things. All the warm, fuzzy member berries it brings. It's a special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Campy old movies and old cartoons. We hope to see you over there very soon. It's our special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. When we were kids and there wasn't any school, we'd sit and watch all the best cartoons, eating cereal until it was noon. We never thought that 30 years later it'd still be cool. Saturday night and cheesy movies, the ones that used to show us boobies. It's our special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Enjoy the joy of Pessy.
Now with less than 3% sport content. It's the starting block on TAVshow.com.
Yes, welcome back to the block, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Remember, if you want to keep up with the show, Goodnuff. That's where it's at. That's where it's going to be.
So it's out launching soon.
Make every post a good.
Been clicking on it all week, getting those numbers up.
Yeah.
Don't know if it counts towards our numbers. Do we get cash if I just keep on clicking on it?
No.
Even there's nothing there?
No, there's nothing. No.
Nothing.
Nothing.
That doesn't help.
Nothing linked to it. Nothing. It's just a page out there floating around
Just a
on the
page.
internet. Yeah, that we've paid
Oh,
for.
good.
We've paid. We own.
We'll fix
We own the address. We've bought a lot, and we've got to build a house on it now. You know.
Okay, we'll get around to that though.
Might be a
But
shack.
we've got the ideas. That's the
Who
thing.
knows?
We're creating the blueprints as we speak over the course of the last few weeks. It's gonna be a mega mansion. I'm telling you.
Oh, look, rather than a mega mansion, it could just be a shipping container dropped in with a couple of fucking sleeping bags in it, Greeno. You know, that might end up
Either
being
either.
Gooden.com. Gooden.com. Can't even say that. We'll probably get fucking sued or something. Do you see how many fucking people have Gooden? How many lawyers are out there with Gooden.com? We'll have to mute. The first muted word we'll have to do on Gooden.life will be Gooden.com, Greeno. Because I'm sure the lawyers won't want to be associated with our website, our shipping container, you know, our McMansion shipping container out there in the field. They're not going to want to be part of that. So we'll have to mute Gooden.com on Gooden.life. First order of business, Greeno.
First order of business, got to eliminate the competition.
Yeah.
Get in early.
That's it. And then
I like
after
it.
that, and second order of business, taking down Elon Musk, Greeno. That's our plan.
Got to set the sights high.
Yeah.
I like it. Damon, we've been talking about getting some money into the business. Now, we've also already got Don Camaro trying to get the egg sandwich people on board. Outside of that, not much coming in. But maybe we thought we'd reverse engineer this bad boy.
Yep.
Maybe we can get new sponsors by sponsoring others. Perhaps.
We like to do a little bit of reaching out here on the show because this is it started on community radio. We're all about community, Greeno. It's a community show. We love the fucking community, don't we?
Love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
love the community. And when we can find a way to do something that benefits the community, well, then, of course, we've got to get on board. BE from the UK, the Earth Reporter, Greeno, he sent through this link earlier in the day from historic vids, historic kind of tweets, meme tweets. And it's welcome to the wild sport of combat juggling. Of course, if you're listening to the podcast, you'll have to go back to YouTube and watch the clip if you want to see it. Or look it up yourself, you lazy piece of shit,
Team Duncan on a roll. They got it firing on all cylinders. Team K is just trying to find an answer.
This is combat juggling. Now, there's dramatic music added.
Thompson's got a free rein down. He's got Yin to beat.
I'm still trying to work out exactly what the rules are. I get the basic premise of the game, Greeno. You got to knock the baton out of the other guy's hand while he's juggling.
Yeah, but you also, because if you drop your, what do they refer to them as? Not baton, but
isn't it a baton?
The juggling stick, whatever the fuck you think the guys are juggling.
Now, let's make this hang on. We've got to interrupt. Now, if Stefan Sears is listening to this, let's please have a poll. What do you think, without Googling, what do you think the appropriate term for the juggling thing is? A, baton, B, juggling stick. Juggling sticks. You poo-pooed baton and you suggested fucking juggling sticks. It's not even a stick, man.
It's not a baton either, man.
Yes, it is. Maybe pin. All right, let's go with juggling pins. How about that?
Juggling pin. Yeah, no,
they kind of look like pins.
That.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Juggling.
But my theory is the juggling pin, because you got to try and whack the juggling pin out of the other person so they can't juggle.
Yeah.
But by doing so, you can only do it with your juggling pin, which means that puts you at risk of dropping another one of your juggling pins.
That's right.
And the last juggling man standing is the winner. That's my theory.
And I guess what's happening here. And I guess you're not allowed to be holding all three at the same time. So you've got to have like
one
in the air at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's all.
Otherwise, you're not juggling. You're just holding.
That's right.
That one out of the now they'll flip it over, and Carney will take over as the runner. He's coming in and out fast and furious.
Now this is
it looks
team.
like there's a zone where you're allowed to hold the pins. So it's kind of like you can run from one side to the other, but you've got to be juggling inside the juggling zone, and that's where you can attack. But then you get to the other end, and it's kind of like a safe zone. You can hold your pins, reset, and then get back into the battle juggling zone.
Like ice hockey, Greeno. You can take it back behind your own goal kind of thing. Okay.
Can he get to it? 720 there, but
well, that's a bit rough.
Yeah.
Oh, and they can pass pins to other members of the team. So if I want to try and attack a pin, I can pass one of my pins to another juggler on my own team across the battle pin area.
And he can take 4 pins then, and you've got 2.
He can do 4 pins, but he's still juggling. But you're still trying to attack and knock another person's pin by throwing your pin across the battle pin area.
I watched a one-on-one combat juggling video just before the show, Greeno, and the guy finished the round with one of the other guy's pins. So he lost one, but then he got one of the other one.
He caught another person.
And it was a one-on-one match. Yeah. He intercepted one of the other guy's pins, kept his 3, and the other guy was stuck with 2, and he was fucked. So
there we go.
Yeah, and he was falling off the stage while he was doing it too, mind you. It was an incredible fucking move.
The greatest sport ever.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. So I thought, well, I'm falling in love with this sport. I've only just seen it now. I want to know more. Why don't we sponsor a combat juggling team, Greeno? Right.
I like where your head's at, sir. I'm a big fan of this.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately,
I'm a big fan of this.
Well, unfortunately, I tried to find a combat juggling team in Sydney, and I don't think one exists. Okay.
I
don't think it exists.
Now, can we expand it internationally? Is there a combat juggling team in Vietnam?
Oh, now you're talking. Well, there could be a combat juggling team in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Is juggling a Vietnamese thing to do? I don't know. Do they have a lot of juggling, background? Is it culturally accepted juggling in Vietnam? Does it happen?
Combat juggling Vietnam versus Indonesia.
Indonesia.
Here we go. Now we're talking.
Okay.
All right. Intense combat juggling ourselves. It looks as though there might be some combat juggling there in Vietnam.
Okay. All right. So All right. So let's make that our battleground for combat juggling. We'll look for a Vietnamese combat juggling team that we can PayPal or something, $5 a month, and we'll become sponsors of this Vietnamese combat juggling team. Now, Greeno.
32 minutes of Vietnamese combat juggling on YouTube. I've just found.
Wow. Okay. Send me that link. We'll further investigate that next week. We're going to continue investigating that on the show. We're going to look for the best combat juggling team that can use $5 Australian
Because we don't want to be like associated with no plebs, to be fair. No. If we're going to put the block name out there,
we're in it to win it.
We don't want to be we don't want to be bottom of the barrel. No. We're not here for a spoon. Yeah. We're going to put our hard earned onto
we're not
the
Williams.
cream of the crop.
Yeah, we're not Williams.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not going to accept coming last every year. That's not going to happen. But, Greeno, I put it to you now, let's just say, because when I was thinking about combat juggling, I was thinking, oh, okay. And I got a little disappointed that I couldn't find a local combat juggling team to sponsor. So I started thinking about other sports. Now, what about this one? This is called the Balloon World Cup, Greeno. The object of this game is to
keep it in the air.
Keep the balloon in the air. Now let's have a now. See if we can't find a combat juggling team, maybe we can find ourselves a balloon team. Right? Here's some highlights. Now this is Peru versus Germany. Now did the balloon touch the floor?
That is very good strategy by Peru. There, they've seen a little gap between the car and the couch.
He squeezed him up against the car. Yeah,
we'll just dip that in there. And that'll be good. That's good.
Okay, it looks like it's safe if it touches the car. It just can't touch the ground.
Can't touch the ground. There we go. Now, what I would personally do if I was involved here, if I was doing strategy, say we get on board a sponsorship for the Peruvian balloon team.
Yes.
I'd want, as part of our investment, some strategy sessions.
Right.
Because I feel like they've missed a trick here by not putting on the windscreen wipers of the car to kind of divert the balloon when it's up there in the opposition.
Yeah. Now, I like this setting. I do wonder, Greeno, if it might be a nice play here to work yourself over towards that lamp there in the corner in the lounge, because I feel like you could get that balloon in between the lounge and the lamp and in that tiny little space there, and you won't be able to
a bit of a crevice. I think that's what they're looking for. They're looking for crevices, aren't they?
Yeah, they're focusing on the car at the moment because there's so much ground to cover around. Oh, he's in trouble here, Germany.
Oh, that's no good.
He saved it.
Oh, well done, sir. Saved it. Get across the car.
No, he's gone.
Oh, no.
Nice.
Okay, so early strategy observations here. It's you're trying to create as much surface area as you can for the person to get around for the balloon. Now, once again, I feel like the young Peruvian, the young, is that German?
Correct. That's right.
Yes, young German bloke has missed a trick here and not done the old Starsky and Hutch and gone over the bonnet.
Oh, go over the bonnet.
Nice. I feel like he needs to slide across the bonnet to reduce the amount of time to get around the front of the car to get the other side to collect the balloon.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look closely here, if he had have gone over the bonnet, he would have been fine. But because he was trying to get around the car so fast, the strategically placed rugs, Greeno, on the slippery floor.
Yeah, the rugs fucked him up. And the Mentos.
That's right.
The giant Mentos thing there for no reason.
Mentos
you'd piss that off pretty quick, wouldn't you?
What, the Mentos, just kick it out of the way, you reckon?
Just kick it out of the way, I think, surely, because it's a safety hazard.
It's a safety hazard. What about the rugs? Yeah. They're the worst. That's how you break an ankle, Greeno.
Yeah, you're going to get a workers' comp injury here.
You know what?
This is a concern.
You know what? That's a very good point. Come to think of it, we're not going to sponsor the Balloon World Cup or a team in it because it's too unsafe.
Too many legalities. Yeah, too unsafe. Too many legalities. Too much of a risky sport.
Yeah.
You can keep that. We'll invest in the NFL.
Well,
but CTE's fine compared to this.
Oh, of course. And look, the kind of lawyer that we can hire for $17.50 ain't worth hiring. So
exactly, especially after we blocked all the good lawyers.
They're trying to give us legal advice and we're saying, nope, one good in a day. Shut the fuck up.
Muted.
So how about this? I propose a different sport to you now, Green.
Another one.
Yeah, and this one is probably my favorite, and I'm going to be completely honest with you here. of all of these kinds of sports, and
better than combat juggling.
It's better than combat juggling. It's better than keeping the balloon up. There is also professional floor is lava. I don't know if you're aware of that or not, where they run around. And this next one, I'm going to tell you, I honestly, hand on heart, do enjoy it. It's like I'm not making it up. It is really fucking good. This is, Greeno, professional tag.
I've seen this. This is fucking amazing,
man.
This
is amazing.
I love this shit.
Carl Soderman goes head-to-head with David.
These guys are genuine athletes.
Yeah.
For the American side, who really have to be considered
fucking
as contenders for the title.
They're like Spider-Men running around out there.
I was literally watching this earlier this year, and wife's like, "What the fuck are you watching on YouTube?" I'm like, "This is World Tag." She's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "We just watch these guys for 5 minutes. You'll love it."
Yep.
Within 5 minutes, we were like an hour deep. Just watching World Tag.
It's a rabbit hole, Greeno. It's funny, like you only have to watch it a couple of times, and then you think to yourself, the guy chasing, you're like, this fucking idiot needs to be better at anticipating, you know? You know what I mean? Like, you instantly become an expert. It's true, though, because everybody has played tag. Everybody's done this. Like, you might have been a kid when you were doing it, you're not doing it to this level, but you all know the fundamentals. You know, if you're the guy tagging, you try to corner the other person, you know what I mean? If you think he's going to run left, sometimes it's better to jag right because he's trying to fake you, and then you'll fake him, and all that kind of, there's mind games involved, Greeno.
Yeah, exactly. Strategy.
That's it. So have a look at this guy. Now, this is a very good tag here. In this one, the tagger actually gets the tag. So let's have a
Who's the tagger or who's the taggee? Team Fat? Is it the tagger?
No, Team Doge or Doggy. I think it's a Doge. So now they're actually sponsored by...
Nice, Gary!
They're actually sponsored by...
This is already outside our budget, sir.
Well, they're already sponsored by Doggy Coin or Dogecoin or however you want to say it, which is the meme Bitcoin that was really popular a couple of years ago, Greeno. So they've already got someone. So we're going to have to aim for someone maybe in the local leagues of international tagging, all right? So let's have a look at this. So this is the cream of the crop. This is where we want to get to. If we can become a sponsor for $5 a month, it's worth investigating. Maybe there's like a B league and there's a team on the verge of getting into
like
this
league.
Yeah,
I like it.
Like a team maybe in the second tier of English football, you know, and they're like the best team in the second tier. Maybe we can get them up to the top league. You know?
I'll take the 9th best team in the second tier to save us a buck or two.
So for $4... For $4 a month.
We'll sponsor the 9th best team in the minor league of the tag championships.
Okay. All right. Now, this is a good tag. Look at him. He gets the high ground, Greeno. He knows what he's doing, this guy. He stays in the middle, forcing the guy to go, you know, the long way around everywhere. Stays on his inside. He's cornering him. He's nearly there. Oh, goes back to the inside. Look at this. Oh, Greeno. Mid-air tag.
Nice, Gary!
Well done, sir.
There you go. Isn't that fantastic?
I feel like there's a bit too, and once again, I've just become an expert in the minute and 12 seconds we've been watching this.
Correct.
I feel like the tagger, bit too much movement, if you know what I mean. You know, when you're a kid and you're playing tag, sometimes the lack of movement is as good as a lot of movement.
Yeah, you're trying to get the other guy to exert himself.
Because you want him to run around and you're like, well, I'm just going to stay here and let you come to me. You know what I mean? And you just make slight, like gentle movements. Like when you're approaching a snake, you know, you don't want to go too hard because then the snake will attack, similar to the tagger or taggee, sorry. You just got to kind of stay back and just kind of like slowly work towards it, you know. I think there might be something to that.
Well, there might be, but if there's like an enduro version of tag, then yes. But I think they have like a really short timer that they have to get it done in. So
yeah, they do.
As the tagger, you can't wait him out. You know, you've got to go for it. You've got to try and hunt him down.
I'm saying you still approach, but not with as much exertion, and then you attack. You pounce it kind of at the right moment
like
after you've got him just in the right position. Exactly.
Okay, let's have a look. Let's have another look at one and see if this guy does any better.
Overground have picked up evasions in both of their games so far. Dominique has picked up evasions in both their games so far. And a Kong over the sisters gives him a head start against Davis Vasconcelos. But can he capitalise upon it? Lovely work to come out of the mountain there. And that just slowed Davis down. But can he get hold of him by the sisters? No, he goes cross-court. That is superb stuff. And they're claiming the tag. Davis.
They're claiming, controversy. Let's see the controversy. Oh, they're going for the video reviews,
It did look like he got him on the leg, to be fair.
I didn't see the fingers bent back.
Tag.
I didn't see the fingers bent back, Greeno.
Well, we were looking at it at full speed, so.
Yep.
But I think he might have got him there.
Oh, they didn't show it. They didn't show us the video.
They didn't show the replay. That's it.
We're gonna have to do our best.
I like where your head's at. I think probably budget-wise, this one's going to be outside our scope.
Yep.
I think we've got a chance with the combat juggling and the balloon thing. Surely we can do that inside money.
There it is.
Oh, there we go. See? So I'm saying, like, that's a tag right there. So.
All right, I'll give it to you. That is a tag.
Yeah, that's a tag.
Fair tag.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to something we do enjoy. Let's go the opposite way, Damo. It's time to cancel everything. We've talked about on this show before that we've now reached the point in this world where it's cooked, it's done, it's fried. We need to hard reset it, where everyone's offended by everything, and no matter what you do, people are going to be pissed off. We've got to cancel it all. And I came across this throughout the course of the week, and I was like, well, this is next level. Now, this looks like a young celebrity, Selena Gomez. I don't know who that is. I'm assuming it's her sister. It might be a young fan. Who knows? Who cares?
Maybe
really?
It's her daughter.
She's got a nice
look.
It could be her daughter. Who knows? Now she's got a nice little shot. She's had a nice little family day or fan day, whatever it is.
She's got a
They've
fish.
gone out on a boat. They caught a fish. They've been self-sufficient. They're not going to go and hand over money to a local fishmonger. They're like, we're going to catch it ourselves. We're going to be like old school. We're going to be old school here.
Yeah.
We're going to catch our own fish. We're going to cook it up.
Did they catch the fish, Greeno, by dropping sticks of dynamite in the water or poisoning the waterway with fossil fuel excess or something of that nature, Greeno? We don't know for sure, do we?
Did they buy the fish at a supermarket and just take a photo out on the water? Who knows, Damo? We do not know these things, but they look like they're having a good time.
Imagine going to the so why would she go to the supermarket? She'd send someone.
No, she got her assistant to do it, but
you go to the supermarket to buy the fish, and then you drive for a couple of hours, get the little dinghy, rent the boat. All for a photo op, Greeno, and then not put any on, and then not put on any makeup either while you're out there. Make some effort. The fish deserves better than that, Greeno. I think.
You reckon? Well, I think that's part of the aesthetic, right?
Right.
Or
natural.
you're trying to, because you're not going to get all dolled up to go out fishing. So it's like, well, if I do that, people will know it's fake. Kind of like chess. She's playing 3D chess here, Selena Gomez.
Yeah, right.
He's just like, well, I'll put the makeup on. They know I just bought that fish from the fishmonger. Fuck.
Yeah.
No makeup. We all good.
They're going to find out.
Make sure the kid's smiling. Make sure the kid's smiling. They're going to have a good time. Or look at the fish. Everyone's happy.
Whoever she is, whatever her name is.
Now, here's Damo why. I didn't actually send this through to make these comments. I was talking about cancelling everything. But I want to call shenanigans if I can.
Okay.
Because firstly, I don't see a fishing rod anywhere in sight.
Fucking, you're right. Where's the rod?
Yeah.
And that dinghy looks too small to be catching, fish on and standing up front.
Yeah,
you should be tipping over. Yeah.
You should be tipping over. Thirdly, that water looks a little bit shallow. Fourthly, if that fish was just caught, I'm sure maybe it's been in the bucket. Could be wrong. Maybe it's in the bucket, it's already dead, and now they're taking a photo with the fish. I'm just saying it's not really moving anywhere. So the fish is already dead.
Well, it is a photograph as well.
But what I'm saying is if you catch fish, here's what you generally do as a fisherman, right?
Yeah.
You show the fish on the rod after it's caught in and it's still fucking flailing about.
Do you?
Now, that might not be appropriate when the kiddo's there.
No.
Might have whacked her in the face. We don't want the thing flailing.
She'll have her eye out.
Here's a picture. Yeah. Here's a picture of me with the dead fish is a better alternative for the kid's safety.
Yeah. It's all about safety, obviously. That's why the fishermen take the fish photos in order to protect the eyeballs of the children around them. Okay.
The children,
that's obvious. That much we know about fishing, folks.
Let's put proposed conspiracy theories about this photo and shenanigans aside.
You're the one proposing it. It's your theory. What do you mean put it to one side. You're the one who put it in front.
I'm putting my own theory. That's my point. I'm putting my own theory on one side and saying somehow someone was offended by this.
Oh, not somehow. Look at how much this fucking idiot's written here. Look at it. It is 5 paragraphs of this fucking prick.
Yeah. That's not a good one. I'm just putting it out there.
I'm gonna investigate this chap even before I even start reading this nonsense. Okay, Doctor.
I'll read the nonsense.
Dr. Faraz Hassini, Greeno. He's a science communicator. He's a biomedical scientist and a biophysicist. Good luck. Good for him. Now here's what
he also pays to be a blue check mark.
Does he? Oh, that's not one of the ones that they grant you.
No, gold ones are the ones they grant. Blue ones are handed over my 15 a month.
Oh, well, Selena Gomez is, the
hands over a 15 a month.
15 a month for her too, Greeno. There you go.
Yeah. There you go. Well done. And our boy Stefan Sears, 15 a month.
15 a month. He's practically running the joint over there.
That's it.
Okay,
imagine how much he could buy into a combat league, Stefan Sears, with his Musk money.
Well, again, if he adds another $2.50, he can buy us. He can buy our company. Goodnuff.
Contributed with Jagger. Yeah. Exactly.
Let's get a bidding war started for Goodnuff.
Stefan would pay 20, I reckon, for Goodnuff.
20? You reckon 20?
No. I reckon Steph's got a 20 around.
Okay. And our plan for success is we're going to take the $20 that our company has bought out for and directly reinvest it into a second tier 9th placed chase tag team somewhere.
Chase tag team.
Possibly in Vietnam. Okay?
Yeah.
That's how we're going to make it big in the world of sports management.
No. We're looking at combat juggling in Vietnam.
Combat juggling in Vietnam. All right. So where are we doing the chase tag? The Vietnamese are probably very good at that as well. While we're over there, Greeno, we'll look into the chase tag and the balloons as well.
That's where we're going to get our value, man. That's where we're going to get our value. I think if we get a Vietnamese tag team that under the radar no one knows about. It's like Moneyball. I think we can get some like schmick little
Greeno, this is incredibly exciting. This is going to be like Vietnamese cool runnings. What we're going to do is we're going to take a Vietnamese combat juggling team and turn them into a Vietnamese chase tag team. For $20 a month. That's what we're going to do.
We're going to find another $2.50 somewhere, though, because Jacko's only given us $17.50.
$17.50. We'll have to cut one of the players the first day. You guys will work for half price, won't you?
Less people to tag, to be fair.
Vietnam, we have a chase tag team. We'll even rip off the songs.
Surely that's public domain by now.
Yeah.
What are we looking at? This dickhead. That's right.
Yeah. Dr. Faraz Hassini. What's he got to say about a picture of Selena Gomez with what I assume is her daughter holding up a fish that they caught at a
holding
lake
a fish.
Somewhere. Okay.
Yeah. Fun family activity. He says, "Dear Selena Gomez, I hope you consider using your platform to promote kindness and compassion towards animals rather than encourage their harm and killing in the name of entertainment."
What?
Wait, what? Have you ever considered the immense suffering that fish experience when you rip a hole in their mouth and suffocate them in an environment they can't breathe? Fish are animals, not swimming. This guy's proper good, and I'm already blocking him from Goodnuff. I'm telling you.
Well, I've got something to say.
Dissonance,
I've got something to say to Dr. Faraz, Greeno. Is he not familiar with the words of Professor Kurt Cobain, who said, and I quote, Greeno, "It's okay to eat fish because they don't have any feelings"?
Obviously not.
Obviously fucking not.
He says
he's supposed to be an educated man.
Dissonance. Because it wasn't because of cognitive dissonance. We'd be upset with this, and the same would be if we drowned a dog for fun or to eat them. It's disheartening that as a society we become so disconnected.
How's that the same as drowning a dog? Dogs don't. Fish live in the water. How do you drown a fish?
Yeah, it's reverse drowning, technically. You're suffocating. Yeah. You're suffocating the fish.
I tell you what, it'd be like blowing a dog out of your airlock if you're in a space station. Okay? It'd be like that.
What if instead of promoting animal cruelty, we found other ways to bond with children, such as visiting animal sanctuaries, volunteering at shelters, or teaching them to be kind to animals? I urge you to reconsider your stance on promoting animal abuse. See, this is the problem.
Promoting animal abuse.
Already. Pointing out here, Mr. Musk, if I can, bit of feedback. This is why Twitter is meant to only be fucking, 50 characters, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
This guy's paid for his thing,
He's
so he can
abusing
talk
it.
400.
Yeah.
Too much, mate.
Yeah.
Too much. Not a good one.
Not a good one. It's not a good one. It's not even good enough. And in fact, it's proper good one. I'm going to label it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Here's how he ends it. Rather than simply retweeting this, please quote and let her know how you feel about promoting animal abuse. I retweeted this guy and I'm like, mate, you're a dumb cunt. I've quoted your tweet. There we go.
This is one. I always check the replies, Greeno. It's fishing, man. People are literally starving to death all over the world, and you are concerned about an individual fishing, not commercial overcatch, an individual catching a bass. He says, "Hi, Boogerbeard. I understand your concern about Boogerbeard.
Boogerbeard also pays $15 a month.
Yes,
and
Boogerbeard
Boogerbeard
does.
can't put together a complete sentence.
Yeah, Boogerbeard fucked that one up. Hi, Boogerbeard. Yeah. I understand your concern about world hunger, and I can see that you find it difficult to understand my perspective, but at least please allow me to try. Hear me out. I think, you know what? Okay, he's put a link to his own video, Greeno, explaining, quote, I think we both don't want extra suffering in the world. Okay, so here's his video about suffering in the world. Let's have a look.
Oh, did you just give him a click?
Part 2, medical literature. So before we start, I want to tell you how I got interested in health and nutrition and biomedical sciences in the first place. So I did my bachelor in chemical engineering, and during that time, the incident of Gulf of Mexico happened, the oil spill, and I saw the damage to the environment, and I was like, that's it. I want to do something better. So
I thought this was going to be about fish, but it's apparently about how he feels about things.
How he feels, feelings.
Fantastic.
To take care of the doctor's feelings. Well
Cancel
done.
everything. Getting rid of fishing now.
Cancel everything.
Yep.
Yeah, we can't fish anymore. Well done.
Hey, look, can I ask you something? If you know how they've been really kicking on trying to make fake steak and fake beef? Remember, we are fans of cooked beef.
I read about... I heard someone on Twitter earlier today talk about, I just had a vegan meatball. I don't know why we'd kill animals when it tastes this delicious. And I'm like, you're a fucking liar.
Yeah.
Like, you may have had a vegan meatball, which does not taste delicious.
Yeah. I mean, like a dildo's not a real dick either, like it's similar principle. But why aren't they trying to make fake fish? Why hasn't that ever come up?
They do, don't they?
I don't think they do. They're not trying to make lab-grown fish.
No, I've been to McDonald's before, mate. That thing's definitely not real fish.
You know what I'm saying? They're not talking about doing lab-grown fake fish like they do with lab-grown fake beef, Greeno. They're creating beef from nothing in a laboratory. They're not talking about doing the same for fish. Why not?
Well, because if we don't fucking eat the fish, you know how packed the ocean will get?
I
by
know.
the fish breeding over and over and over and over and not being eaten?
Yes.
Insane levels. But I'm sure Faraz hasn't bothered to worry about that. Really, the whales will eat them. The sharks will eat them.
Not if the Japanese get to them first, Greeno. Hopefully.
You'd end up with fish overpopulation in the sea, and that'd cause other issues.
Would you?
There's a reason.
Would you eat a whale to save the world? I would.
I don't like fatty foods, man. So
I've never had whale. How fatty can it be? Like, wouldn't it be nice,
fatty, isn't it?
Yeah, but wouldn't that be nice and crispy, like crackle? Greeno? Bit of crackling on there?
I don't like crackling. So
whale crackling. That's right. You don't like crackling. You've said that to me once before, and I think I was equally amazed back then as I am right now. Every time I hear it, I'm like, oh, that's right.
Don't dig on swine, man. No.
Don't dig on swine. Filthy animal.
Don't dig on swine. No. Now, Damo, we named this Stoushfest, this particular episode. And the reason being, we need to do this rapid fire because there's so much stoushing.
There's too many stoushes.
At this particular point that we lost track the other day. Now, in our we had a little chat, the block group, if you will. We've got myself, you got you, we've got BE, the Earth Reporter, and we've got Unity Reporter Troy, who stumbled across over the course of a day a plethora of stoush.
Stoush,
like,
Greeno? We're calling it a stoush?
I think we've established it's a stoush,
Might be a
man.
stoush.
For some reason, journalism or whoever's creating all these particular stories had a fascination with the word stoush this week to try and drum up some excitement. Yep. And it started with this one here on 9 News. It's the NRL's heavyweight stoush. And Rob Mitchell wasn't pulling any punches ahead of the Rabbitohs showdown against the Penrith Panthers.
There you go. That's
right?
stoush
Excellent.
number
So
one.
stoush number one. Yes, excellent. Then we had Malcolm Conn, Adelaide set for mid-January day test after stadium stoush. So we've now got a footy stoush.
Stoush number 2. He's
And then
stoush
we've
number
got a
3.
cricket stoush. Employment stoush shines troubling light on parliamentary work culture. So now we've got a parliamentary stoush. So just to keep stock, we'll go through the list. Footy stoush, cricket stoush, / stadium stoush, and
Employment
parliamentary
stoush. Yep.
These days, the bulldozing hectares are over. Lord Mayor Ropeable over Koala Railway stoush.
Koala Railway stoush.
There's a stoush about a Koala Railway with Transport Minister. So stoush number 4, Damo. Stoush number 5.
Stoush number 5.
So this is double stoush, Damo, because we've got 2 stoushes about the same footy game.
Correct.
The Penrith Panthers say a scrappy defeat and heated post-game stoush and nothing to worry about. So that's in promotion to the game of 1 stoush. So now the Panthers have got a stoush between themselves and a stoush with the Rabbitohs.
Fantastic.
Double stoush across one game of footy.
Double stoush.
Now we've got political stoush, which I guess is similar to the other one with the railway stoush, because I guess that's a political issue. The fight over superannuation tax concession is set to continue until the next election. Stoush over super tax breaks to continue. So now we've got a super stoush to go with the other stoushes and sports stoush.
And finally, my personal favourite, Greeno. New Holland honey eaters refuse to take sides in Richmond Collingwood MCG seating stoush.
Nice, Gary! Picture of 2 birds.
There you go.
And nothing to do with footy. So plenty of footy stoushes. So,
but that's not bird watching. We need a new segment, Greeno. But that's not bird watching when you're talking about football.
Football. Now, there must have been a memo that went out to a bunch of sports reporters earlier this week. And like, look, if you can use the word stoush as much as possible, that'd be greatly appreciated, because we've done the research and people love stoush.
How about one more, Greeno? One more stoush. Yep, one more stoush.
Ivanhoe Burger Joint will give away freebies to celebrate the end of a legal stoush with rapper Kanye West.
Nice, Gary! Well, can you pause for a minute? I'm going to get another beer to deal with this. Give me a second.
Yeah, I'll get another one. I'll just put some music on. Hang on.
Chauvinists and sexists and misogynists and chauvinists and sexists and misogynists and chauvinists and sexists and misogynists and chauvinists and
what did I miss? What was the burger stoush about?
Hang on.
We're still playing this misogynist and sexist.
Yeah, I was playing that for dead air because I got up and got a beer too. So.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
No, so we've definitely saved the best stoush for last, Greeno. I'm going to play that.
This is peak stoush.
This is peak stoush. I'm going to play the opening again just so you could be sure at home that you didn't mishear it. Do not adjust your computers. This is a real sentence. Let's have a look. Twitter video.
Once it loads.
Elon may have taken over Twitter, but trust me, some of the problems will never go away. Twitter video being the primary.
Ivanhoe Burger Joint will give away freebies to celebrate the end of a legal stoush with rapper Kanye West.
Free burgers.
Ivanhoe Burger Joint.
And Ivanhoe. Now, where is Ivanhoe? Isn't that BE's neck of the woods somewhere?
I thought that was BE's, neck of the woods.
Is that up around the Newcastle area? Can you Google it, Greeno? I need to know where Ivanhoe is.
I was thinking North Queensland.
North Queensland?
Ivanhoe City in Australia. Where are we going there? Oh, no, it is in New South Wales. There we go. All right. Geography was never my strong suit.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, Ivanhoe's in Victoria.
Victoria?
Nice, Gary! Nowhere near fucking, almost as far away from BE as we could get in Australia. It's,
the opposite end of the country. Okay.
Yeah,
so
9 kilometres from Melbourne.
9 kilometres from Melbourne. So an Ivanhoe Burger Joint is giving away freebies to celebrate the end of their stoush with Kanye. I didn't even know they had a stoush with Kanye West.
There's a new stoush.
There's a new stoush. And it looks
It'll
like
roll over this.
Yeah, and if there's one thing you're going to take out of this segment, I mean, first of all, the first thing you should take out of this segment is you should be ashamed of yourself for listening to this show for over an hour to get to this segment in the first place. I mean, big facts.
Yeah.
You've really wasted a lot of fucking time here. The second thing you should take out of this segment is it appears that the definition of stoush is ever changing and it's getting more and more, would you say, accepting of potential stoushes, Greeno? Because once upon a time, a stoush used to mean fisticuffs. It used to mean
a big battle, something that we had to take seriously. Like, these guys are in a stoush. Fuck me, like
it's a proper stoush.
Serious.
That's it.
Now we've got stadium stoush. We've got 2 individual footy stoushes about the exact same game. We got internal team stoushes for a team that won against the other team in a stoush.
We've got New Holland honey eaters, Greeno, in a stoush.
We've got Inception stoush. There's a stoush within the team that beat the team they're having a stoush with. This is fucking all over the shop. And then we end it with a Kanye stoush. Fuck me.
It's too many stoushes. That's it.
Ivanhoe Burger.
Can we establish why there was a Kanye stoush about a burger?
Hopefully we get to that because I haven't watched this clip and now I'm curious. So I literally just put in the search of Twitter stoush and got all of these links. Nice, Gary. That's opening the kimono, by the way.
That's definitely opening the kimono. Amount of effort we put in this show.
Yeah. I literally just searched for the word stoush.
We spent more time researching combat juggling than we did the entire stoush segment. This is gone for 9 minutes.
That's it. Oh, don't worry. Next week, all we're doing is talking about fucking combat juggling in Vietnam. And how we're trying to convince a Vietnamese combat juggling team to drop the combat juggling because they won't qualify for the World Cup and instead take up chase tag or balloon game.
Take up balloons, depending on where we feel there's most coin.
That's it.
Most level of success.
Well, I feel like it'd be cheaper outfitting the team to be part of the balloon game rather than the tag team because the tag team will have to buy them sneakers. The balloon team, we've just got to send them a packet of balloons, Greeno.
Nah, because then we might have some static electricity issues. We're going to have to buy shoes either way.
Ah, that's right. Well, can't we just tell them to sew some discarded car tires to their feet? That'll solve the problem.
Maybe some the juggling batons, turn them into kind of like clogs.
Oh, you mean the juggling sticks, Greeno?
Yeah, they're the ones. Turn them into clogs.
Clogs.
And suddenly there's some shoes ready to go.
But doesn't it have to be some kind of rubber sole or something to them as well? So take the discarded car tires and cut them to size for the bottom of your clogs, maybe.
Perhaps this is going to make it more Champions Day. Because if you can tag in a shoe that's made out of a juggling baton.
Now we were experts 20 minutes ago when we first watched the clip, and we're now redesigning the footwear that they use to do this fucking sport. We are visionaries, Greeno.
Yeah.
We're going to take our Vietnamese
running. I know nothing about juggling. Between us, we fixed it.
We're going to take our Vietnamese combat juggling team and turn them into a world-class professional tag team with clogs that we make out of juggling sticks.
Charlie Beans, because waste not, want not.
That's right. All right, let's find out why this burger joint in Ivanhoe was arguing having a stoush with Kanye West.
This show is generally pretty disjointed, but this may have reached peak levels of disjointedness over the course of topics so far. It's getting up there. We've done worse, but it's probably top 5.
Well, luckily for us, I don't think I'll be doing the show next week, so we'll have a break. We were talking about, so this is the end. This is the end. This episode is going to be the end of the current season of the block. Okay?
Season of the block, the whole 4. We haven't even done 4 episodes.
Well, we're copying Netflix now. Yeah, we're copying Netflix and Paramount because what they do is release seasons now in 3 different segments. So this will be season. It's not season 1 because we've done a lot of seasons. Let's just make up a number. We'll call
season 48.
Season 48. Part 1. Okay, that's
part 1.
Yeah, that's what the last 4 eps have been. Okay, season 48, part 1. Then it'll be season 48, part 2, and so on and so forth. All right, let's find out about this stoush, shall we?
We'll give away freebies to celebrate the end of a legal stoush rapper Kanye West. Yep. The federal court dismissed the case against college dropout burgers after the musician stopped returning calls and his initial legal team dumped him.
What?
The message loud and clear as this David and Goliath bun fight comes to an end.
What is going on?
I think we'll finally move on and focus on, the burgers.
Let's just back up. I was hoping to move on, but now we got to back up.
Focus on the burgers, Greeno.
The people listening to the podcast, old mate has got his own specially made T-shirts.
Yep.
Where he's like, I'm not Kanye West. Yeah. It's a white dude with a big fat hobo beard, like I used to have. Yep. Pretty sure safe assumption this dude ain't Kanye. He wants to now focus on the burgers, Damo. He's sick of the distractions, the lawsuits. The lawsuit is he hasn't been able to focus. He's been up at night, sweating, cold sweats, worried, but I'm going to be able to focus on the burgers.
He'll be over the grill the next day, and a bit of mustard like dribbles off the side of the burger, and he's like, and just fucking throws it against the wall. You know,
PTSD.
This court case is really getting to me. Yeah.
End.
Feeling like we could finally move on and focus on, the burgers.
Fuck off. Look how many people are there. There's
a lot of people there. I guess because he's having a stoush with Kanye, Greeno. That's why
I want to put it out there, Damo.
Yeah.
Is there a way we can piss off Kanye West?
To get attention.
To get attention like this fuckwit.
Only if we make burgers, I guess. Focus on the burgers, Greeno, then we'll get the Kanye fame. I think that's the key.
Australia's federal
First you get the burgers,
then you get the Kanye.
Then you get the women.
court today
well, Kim's available.
The case against college dropout burgers after Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, appeared to drop out himself.
What?
The judge remarked pretty clearly that Kanye came out all guns a-blazing, and he said took no step after that at all.
What is he talking? What are they talking about?
The
What is
Idaho
this?
restaurant owner says his shop was a tribute to the rapper, but after being
it's a copyright issue.
For misleading and deceptive conduct, he removed all references apart from the name.
I will never deny.
Oh, is college dropout a fucking Kanye thing or something?
Maybe. So it looks as though he's put a whole bunch of Kanye shit up in his thing and made it look like it was a Kanye affiliated burger joint. So obviously, I understand why Kanye sued this dickhead now.
Yeah, right. Well, I don't. I mean, I get the business case for it. Don't get me wrong. I understand the business case, but I'm also a little bit like, it's kind of like when I was younger, right? And when I was working, here's a little story time for you.
I like stories about pinatas.
When I was younger, where I started working, there was a guy who was working there before I started who was retarded, right? Mentally disabled. And he was apparently lovely and stuff. Now, the place I was working in was Parramatta. And one day, a couple of the people who I ended up working with were like having lunch with this, special guy in the car park. And they saw Pete Sterling walk past, Greeno.
Yeah, footy player. Our American listeners.
Former rugby league player, rugby league commentator for a very long time. And people who
think Joe Montana, the Australian version of Joe Montana.
Well, for Parramatta fans, yes. Not
for overall, but for Para, Joe Montana.
Yeah, if for people who like Parramatta, they think Peter Sterling is the bee's dick. They love him.
Yeah.
And so this kid was a Parramatta fan, and he saw Pete Sterling, and he's going, hi, Peter, I love you, Peter. And apparently Peter Sterling walked up and said, don't fucking call to me like that in a fucking car park, you little shit. I don't fucking know you. We're not friends like this, and carried on like this. And then one of the guys who I was working with threatened to, rip his head off and knock him out, and he retreated back to his car and drove off. And I never liked Peter Sterling after I heard that story. That's what I'm feeling here. I feel like this guy is a really big fan and he loves you, and he wants to honor you in his shop, and you've done the thing where you've gone up to the special needs kid and told him to shut his fucking mouth. Don't call to me like that. You don't know me. You know what I mean? Like, what harm was it doing?
I feel this guy has said this is a Kanye restaurant to get people into his restaurant, and that's why Kanye sued him. Because this guy seems like a dickhead.
Well, I mean, he might be special, Greg. So,
it doesn't change it. Like,
it kind of does, though. It kind of does. It makes it heartless and cruel.
Oh, well, let's see how this story pans out, because somehow there's still in the minutes ago.
You heard it yourself, Greeno. He wants to focus on the burgers, mate.
He wants to focus on the burgers, Damo.
Okay. So
if you want to focus on the burgers, why don't you just take down the fucking Kanye mural?
Being sued
And
for
you gotta focus on the burgers.
there you go. Put pictures of burgers up on the wall instead.
Yeah.
Instead
like
of Kanye.
the Hamburglar. Well, then Macca's will see you,
No,
I guess.
Macca's will fuck you in the ass more than Kanye.
Yeah.
Macca's will come for you hard if you try to steal the Hamburglar. They're not even using the Hamburglar anymore. Have you noticed?
Once again, that should be public domain by now.
You don't even see Ronald. You don't even see Ronald anymore, do you? Where is he?
Ronald Stalk's around the traps. But,
No, he's not.
Yeah, the old school Grimace, Hamburglar.
Hamburglar.
And who's the other one? Choose the chick. I can't remember the chick.
There was a
burgers.
chick around there somewhere, wasn't there?
Yeah.
There was the little French fry guys as well.
French fry guy as well. Yeah, they were kind of like munchkins.
They were like evil
I don't think they had
henchmen, I
names.
think. You know.
Yeah. But the Hamburglar was where it was at, though. Like you strived as a kid to be the Hamburglar.
Of course. Or Kanye West.
Leading
Okay,
and
either way.
deceptive conduct. He removed all references apart from the name.
I will never deny the impact that people like Kanye West have had on my life. But throughout this journey, I've come.
It's a journey.
It's a journey.
To the realization that my
You guys
true
realize
idols
it's not
are
an
people
Australian Idol, right?
close to me.
Ye has been ordered to pay the legal costs, but with no representative present today, that could be tricky.
They are going to be quite difficult to recover in the United States.
College Dropout Burgers is...
Kanye's made this dickhead say a whole bunch of legal things. His lawyer's out in front of the media and he's like, well, I don't know how we're going to get the money. You're a fucking lawyer. Isn't it your job? Because he would have had to have a debrief with the guy beforehand and be like, oh, look, realistically, Kanye ain't going to pay. Like, we're going to lose, but, you know, if he withdraws from the suit, you're still going to have to pay my legal fees.
Is he going to care though? Like, that lawyer's already been paid. This guy's already been paid. Like, who's paying the legal fees? He's already got the legal fees, you know.
He hasn't got the legal fees yet because he doesn't get it until after the suit's done because he was hoping to get some Kanye cash and he was like, oh, I don't know if I can recover it.
He got pro bono boned, Greeno.
He got pro bono, and what's going to happen is this burger shop is going to shut down because this dickhead's now going to pay all the legal fees to this guy.
College Dropout
I hope that
Burgers
doesn't
is
happen. I just want him to focus on the burgers.
giving back to everyone who supported them during this drawn-out court process. There will be free cheeseburgers in store tomorrow afternoon.
Well, that's not going to help the business plan, is it?
He's got legal fees to pay, and you're going to take this man's cheeseburgers?
All right, we're back in business. What are we doing? Giving it all away.
Give me my cheeseburgers.
College Dropout Burgers.
Oh, Jesus.
Hopefully they get a nice bump. They get a nice bump from this news story, Greeno, and then give away, thousands of free cheeseburgers.
Free cheeseburgers. I hope they lose their ass on these free cheeseburgers. Man.
That's cruel. Come on.
Funny.
He just wants to focus on the burgers. Here's a fan.
Let's see what a punter.
See what the punter's got to say.
For the two free burgers, man.
Tomorrow afternoon.
They won, it's the best goddamn feed here, so good on them.
As for if Mr. El-Khoury will keep the name.
The name has always been true to who I am and true to
Kanye West, maybe.
Firstly, there's no fucking colleges in Australia, so you're not a college dropout. Secondly, I've just heard this dude speak for the last 3 minutes. He's not qualified for college. You have to get into the college to be able to drop out. No, you got to get into the college to be able to drop out, mate. That's my point.
But if he's been taken
Why
to court for stealing
high school dropout?
Well, if he's been taken to court for stealing Kanye's identity, is not the burger place then about the kind of person Kanye is at that point? Because obviously he's the inspiration for it. You said so yourself, right? So he's like, oh, this is about who I am. And it's like, well, no, it's more about Kanye, isn't it?
Kanye.
I thought that was the problem.
A corner. Yeah. I think Kanye's now got a lawsuit.
Yeah. No, Kanye's not suing Jono's burger joint down the road.
Suing you.
Yeah.
He's been inspired by Kanye and you called it
stealing his story. You're stealing his life, his image. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, so it's not about you, it's about Kanye. Yeah.
Who the current members of the menu are.
Zuckerberg.
Sarah Jones,
Whoa,
7 years.
let's back that up. He just got himself another lawsuit.
Zuckerberg. Oh, no. So he's going to put Mark Zuckerberg up on the wall. That'll turn anyone off their appetite, though, Greeno, if he tries something like that.
Not hungry.
Not hungry.
Damo, let's wrap up the show with this one. Fans, they love the Indian cricket, Damo. They love their 4th test. Skipping that one.
Oh, okay. Which one is it then? Do we have a tweet for it?
Over. No, we don't. Maybe I just pointed it out.
29-year-old quit the NFL to sell Pokemon cards. He's a hero.
No, not that one. Okay. So I don't know if you saw this. The 4th test of the Australia v India test series. They put it in. They've doctored up this stadium, and it wasn't meant to be in to begin with. They're like, I don't know. Let's go over here. It's all good.
Before you get to this, sorry, Greeno. Before you get to this, can you just fill me in, because I haven't been paying attention to the overseas cricket series. You know, I love my cricket, but I do find it very difficult to care about the team when they're in other countries. You know, I love a good home series. I'll watch an Ashes. I'll probably do a South Africa. The Indian ones are always at a weird time for me, you know, so I don't get to really get invested in it. So
what are you talking about? They're the best time. It's been going all afternoon, and it's like a whacker test every game.
Yeah, I know, but for years and years and years, I was working nights. I would have been asleep at that time, so it's never really on my radar. Even now that I'm around in the afternoon, I just don't think of it. I don't think to put the cricket on, and it's always like after the game finishes, I'm like, oh yeah, they played another test, you know.
Yeah, fair call.
So how's Australia? They try to draw the series or something? Or?
No. Yeah, we're trying to draw the series in this 4th test. So what India does, they do what they do better than anyone. They know how to doctor the fuck out of a pitch. So all these tests have gone on for, nothing. Like they've been going 2-3 days. Suddenly, when there's a chance that Australia could draw the series, they built a road, Damo. Yeah. They built an absolute road. So Aussie scored 180 his first, the only 100 for an Australian at that particular point, this entire series. Yep. Then Cameron Green scored his debut or his first ever ton.
Oh, did he? Yesterday.
Fuck,
that was a long time coming though, wasn't it?
It feels like it, but he's done pretty well.
He has.
He always comes in when we're like 6 for 900. So not really his fault to be fair. And then not much else is happening. I'm just having a look at the quick score. None for 35 India in the second innings. Australia all out for 470 by the looks of it.
Right.
480, sorry. 480 all out. So not doing too bad. But what was the build-up to this game was, India put in this stadium that exceeds the capacity of the MCG. Oh. And they're like, we're going to break the crowd record for a test match day. Okay. This is our day. We're going to break this record. Fuck you, Australia. Like, you may have won the last test. Doesn't matter. We're going to break this record. People are going to pack this joint. It's going to be unbelievable.
But as if that's an achievement. Sorry to interrupt, but as if that's a fucking achievement. There's over 1 billion of you over there. You should be getting more people to every fucking cricket game than we do. There's only like 25 million of us. We're nothing. We're pipsqueaks. For us to have the attendance record is it's a shame on you. You've got 1 billion people you could herd in like fucking cattle, to a stadium. Yeah. If you build a stadium that can hold 1 billion people, you can have that record too if you want. What's taking you so fucking long? You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing of beauty, though. I turned the cricket on yesterday, and there must be like 5,000 people there.
Nice, Gary! Because they probably built a stadium for 200,000 people, but it cost them so many rupees that nobody can fucking afford to go.
Nobody can afford it. Exactly. So I turned it on expecting to see a full house, like raucous, excited. I'm like, this would be interesting to see. Yeah. And I'm like, where's the crowd? They're not going to get 110,000 over the 5 days.
No. Of course not. The Indians really care most about 2020, I think, honestly. I think they think that that's their game because they've got the Premier League and they're pretty good in the 2020 World Cups and stuff. And I think that they think that 2020 is their dig. Well, the crowds do anyway because it's over in 3 hours and it doesn't cost them that much to go. Because people save up people save up wages for a year to go to a 2020 game in India. You know what I mean? It's fucking ridiculous.
Which is crazy. It goes to show how poor the country is.
It goes to show how poor the country is, but at the same time, it also shows that for 2020 they have full houses every single game because there's 1 billion people there. So
yeah, it's easy to pack when you got that many people.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like, hey man, I got 50 friends. Well, that seems amazing. Yeah, but there's fucking 100 people living in my street.
Yeah. In my house. There's 100 people in my fucking room right now. What are you talking
easy
about?
To pack out the joint. Yeah, when you got 400 people around you. So fair call. But I thought, good chance to talk about how fans love their Indian fourth Test cricket. To wrap it up there. Do you want to talk about this Pokemon thing before we go, or
no? Fuck it. Let's get out of here. It's too late. We've got things to do tomorrow, Greeno. Meeting up tomorrow.
Way too late. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's call it there. Now, plugs. The only thing to plug now, Goodnuff.
Goodnuff.live.
Check it out. Launching soon. And that's it. That's all you need to worry about, really.
Yeah. You'll find us on Goodnuff.
Yeah, find us on Goodnuff. And also, if you get a chance, check out Combat Juggling.
Check out in Vietnam specifically, though. Remember, we're looking for a combat juggling team in Vietnam who couldn't qualify for the Combat Juggling World Cup, who we can try to convince to become a professional tag or balloon team instead.
That's balloon team. That's what we're looking for. We got $20 to play with.
That's right, $20, and that would be $20 would be a one-off. Be better if we can sponsor them for 4 months at $5 a month, or even better, $4 a month. That will take that.
And just an asterisk, that's $20 Australian. So I don't know whether it converts to in Vietnamese dong, but
it's a lot of dong, Greeno, big dong.
That's a lot of dong. Yeah. So make of that what you will.
Yeah. Fantastic.
All right. See you guys next week.
Bye.
We'll always be bosom buddies, friends, sisters, and pals. We'll always be bosom buddies. If life should reject you, there's me to protect you.
If I say that your tongue is vicious,
if I call you uncouth,
it's simply that.
Who else but a bosom buddy will sit down and tell you the